the computer. Here we are, Tuesday, April 20th, graphic design 1. And as you can see from the syllabus, we didn't have any class last week, but we have these logos. I want to go through the ones that I have that are submitted. And I was looking, everybody got one kind of grade anyway. So we can go to do this, and I'm just going to present this today. And then you're going to do it and come back on the 27th, and we're going to have a critique, because there's all kinds of ways that we can improve it, and you'll see how that happens, just as we did the logo project. But let's take a look at just review here. What we have here is Devon's. This is in a Dropbox, and we've reviewed all of this. So this is the solution. Devon, do you want to say anything more about this?
No, I mean, we went over it in class last time we met.
Okay, so looks good. I just wanted everybody to see everybody else's work. And oops, that is what we're going to do, but we're not going to do that right now. Okay. Renata, she's not here. We'll look at it anyway. Oh, that wasn't the finished one, but that was a solution, but that's not the finished one. And she's not here, so I can't say, where is the finished one? She's not here. Ryan's here. Yeah, that was a great effort.
Thanks.
We got a lot out of this, right?
Yeah, I also made a mock-up for milk carton.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Is it available?
I didn't upload it, but I could if you wanted me to.
Do you have it on your machine?
Yeah.
Can you show it to us?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see it.
I'm pulling it up.
Okay.
Sorry, my Photoshop's opening.
All right. Yes, Princess. You can. Well, I gotta. Oh, okay. Wow. Look at that. You know you're in the motion module.
Yeah, it's for another class. How do I get out of it again?
Go to window. Oh, what is it? It's far right, arrange, workspace, essentials.
Yeah.
There it is. It's there. Essentials. There we go. So looking good. Go hit F. Hit your F key.
I don't know what just happened.
Did you hit your F key?
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
There we go. That's a presentation mode. Just remember that keystroke.
Okay.
Looks great.
Thanks.
Good job. All right. And I get the screen back. I think. So there we go with that. So Princess, who is here, said she wanted to present her logo. So this is going to be not a finished logo, but a first review, right, Princess?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to make you the co-host. So we get to have a little critique going on here.
Okay. I'll share right now.
Yep. You're right. Oh, stop share. There we go.
Oops.
All right. Okay, looks nice. It's supposed to be black and white. So can we make that green?
Okay.
You got to solve the problem black and white, and then you turn it to color. So you're gonna have an issue here.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
And
You can't-
that's part of the problem with making a logo, because it has to work in black and white. So change it all those leaves to black and white.
Okay.
Can you get the stroke has to be, if you're gonna put a stroke, it's gotta be black.
How do you change the stroke to white? Oh, or the strokes have to be black, right?
Well, no, they can have no stroke. Can you get closer to it so I can see it? There we go.
So
You
this-
have a little teeny stroke on the steering wheel. And that stroke should be the same stroke that's on the leaves, as you're gonna have a stroke. Then it's stylistically consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did this green stems right here with the paintbrush here.
Well,
So I don't,
Yeah. Turn. Let's see what it looks like in view outline. So we can see. All right. Well, that works. Can you go view outline? Let's see the
yeah.
stroke. See what the. Now click on one of those stems. I'm just seeing what the anchor points look like. Okay. Those are perfect.
Okay.
Okay, great. I mean, you got too many anchor points on the stem, but the leaves are perfect. So let's go back to view preview. I like that better, actually.
Then the color.
Well, yeah, because it's the stems are could be a little bit cleaned up. You see where one's overlapping on
Yeah.
that one there. Now make that so you can read it a little bit clearer. So that could be drawn a little better in there. In fact, it could go, it's like finessing it. It's still, there's a double stem, there's double over the leaf. Bring the stem all the way down so it doesn't touch the leaf at all.
This, okay.
The top part of the stem that's covering the edge of the leaf. Yeah, keep going down. That does it right there.
Like right here.
Yeah, so you see it's cleaner looking?
Yeah.
You got to fill on that. You got to take the fill off. There we go. That's cleaner looking. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's like a little swoop.
Yeah, well, that's overlapping the leaf. So you gotta finesse that. But we don't have to do that now. Oh, that is the stem you gotta get rid of, you got too many anchor points going on there. See how that doubles over? Go to the
Yeah.
open arrow.
Open arrow.
Yeah, the white arrow, the direct selection arrow. And click off, click on, and click on the in one and just hit delete. There we go.
Okay.
See, now it's cleaner. And then
Yeah.
you can do the same thing with that other.
Yeah. How do I connect this again?
Well, that you have a fill on the stem. Take the fill off. There
Oh,
we go.
okay.
And then you want to bring that down as well so it's not overlapping like you did the top left one.
Oop.
Make it a nice curve. You don't need that anchor point. Delete it. Lovely. Very cute.
Perfect.
Plant livery.
Yeah, I just put like delivery and plant together.
Yeah,
Plant.
looks great. Did you experiment with the fonts?
No, I didn't. I just put any font just to put the name there.
Well, it's a nice font. What is it?
It is Myriad Pro, I think.
Yeah, well, I personally use that font as my go-to font. Everybody should have a couple of fonts that they start a project off with, and then they experiment with other fonts. And when you're doing a logo like this, you'll want to maybe start with a standard font like Myriad,
Yeah.
and then experiment with a bunch of different fonts, because I think the roundness of your icon there is not complementary to the kind of sharp geometry of Myriad. And I'll bet you that you can find a font that has a softer edge. And here I'll tell you how to do this very quickly.
Mhm.
Is highlight the font with the text tool, and then put your put your cursor inside and highlight Myriad Pro up top. That's got to be highlighted. Go up right there. You got to go in there. Now go with your arrow keys. Go to your arrow keys, let your keyboard up, and go scroll down.
Oh, okay. So you can see.
You can see very easily what you have in your machine. Now that one that just went by, that's not that you can see. I can see just as you're go down further. That's that. You'll have to do this because in a glance I can see stuff that was working better. Just keep going.
Yeah.
This is a really nice way to explore fonts really quickly. That one was nice. Keep going, see what you got. That too much, no good. Too bold. There, that was a round one. The one up. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be too bold. But anyway, could you do that before and pick a font
Yes.
that is a little better looking than what you got?
Yes.
Are you having fun with this?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Both of them should be in black and white, right?
Both should be in black and white, just like you're presenting it. I'm really happy to see this. It looks like you're almost there.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course, you don't have to redo the little one. You just copy the big one and
Yep.
shrink it.
Cool.
Do you know how to do the scale without scaling the? I don't think you do.
I think I just select it and then
No, select the top one.
I'll go like that.
Yeah, well, just select the top one. Now go to your scale button. I'm doing this for everybody. Your scale button there.
That one?
Oh, there. Double click on it. You see that scale corners, scale strokes, those radio buttons under options?
Yeah.
If you click those, click them, both of them, and then go don't say okay yet, say 50% up top, and then say copy.
Copy. Okay.
There, and then don't click, hold your arrow keys because it's grouped. And there we go. If you hold your shift key down, it'll go 10 pixels at a time. Good job. We just learned something.
Perfect.
Okay, so that's how you do that. Because some other people, when they scale, they didn't get all of the strokes and stuff didn't scale.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you're almost set. You got to go through and pick out a font, and then you have to think about the letter spacing. If it's,
Oh, okay.
do you know how to do letter spacing?
Would it be here?
Yeah, right there.
Is it the tracking?
Well, that's the tracking for the entire word. What's to the left of it is a space between individual characters. So I think it's when you find your font, go to that tracking and see if how you like it, tight or wide.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good job. Yay.
Thank you.
And then you're going to submit it, and then you get a good grade.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So moving along here. Where am I? All right, I don't know. Renata is not here, so she had another submission, and it was better. But she's not here. All right, here we got the problem with the scale. Makina, is Makina here?
Yes.
You see the scale here?
Mm-hmm.
We just demonstrated how to scale. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, great job.
Thank you.
Close. Joe.
Hi.
Hi. Oh yeah, this was fun. You did a double ones that both of them were great. Good job. Looks professional.
Thanks.
Nick. Nick, are you there?
Sorry, I got up to grab some coffee. Oh, that
That's
bottom one's
right.
not supposed to be there.
You kind of, you didn't finish it, or you didn't do another version. What's happening here? Can you give us a point?
Hold on.
Okay.
That bottom one should not be there.
All right. So this here perspective grid. You got this perspective grid. I'm going to look at this, and you want to get rid of that. We'll go over here and hide grid. And that's a ball.
Yeah, I don't know why that's there. It shouldn't be in that file.
Okay.
That's the wrong one.
You put this in yesterday.
That's the wrong one.
Hello?
Yeah, can you not hear me?
Oh, it's hard to hear you, but I can hear you. Okay, so I'm going to go back to, I sent you a while back.
I have it. That should have been the one I uploaded. Let me fix this really quick.
Oh, what am I looking for here? I've got you open here. So I left you off with this critique.
Yes.
That was March 19th. And this is how you present the logo, as all other people did. And Nick critique. You haven't responded to this. Nick, are you there?
Yeah, I'm digging for my file. Hold on.
Digging through your files.
Yep.
March 19th. That's a month ago. That's where we're at. This is
Yeah.
how it should be presented.
Yeah, I have that somewhere. If I just need to find it.
So I was trying to get you to simplify this. And do a type treatment, and I did some exaggerations here. But this needs to be simplified. It's an illustration that's and it could be an illustration that is simpler. And what would that look like? And it's also static. We went over this stuff. So it's like I'm trying to encourage you to do another version of this. Everybody did, not everybody, but lots of people went through a bunch of versions, and they invariably get better if you work through them. And
Okay, I know what happened.
you know what happened?
Yeah, I lost the file on last Wednesday when my computer imploded. I had to go rebuild it.
Oh, you had done some work and then lost it, huh?
Yeah, I had both of the top and bottom done. I had the text changed the way you liked it. I had fast, basically italicized to the right. Free was kind of going up and getting smaller.
Are you going to redo it?
Yep, since I don't have it because I thought I submitted the right one.
Okay, well, there's no penalty for submitting it. The penalty will come after the last day of class, which I will not take anything after the last day of class. I'm trying to do what I was trying to get you to do. Compound path, make.
Yeah, because the design I ended up trying to do is I tried to design like just a simple wing, like a plain wing, and then put the logo or the logo type under that.
Yeah.
And it was turning out okay. I was going to submit it for critique, and that's I guess the one I thought I put in the folder, but so let me do that for you. I'll have that submitted in like 20-30 minutes.
Oh. I'm just using my go-to font that I have that is Myriad. And then, but that's not necessarily a font that it should end up being. It's just a way to go fast and free. Bold. Because I have an opportunity to have some fun myself. Oh. This is coming right out of the tutorial in terms of trying to make these type go together in some kind of shape. And I'm doing this obviously really fast, but I'm not hating what's happening here. Oh, I think I want to take this and move them out separately. So I'm going to take this off and oh, what happened there? So this is just so I can, oops, I can move this. Where does that go? Well, that's a some kind of solution. Nick, what do you think of that?
Yeah, it looks good. Like I said, I'm gonna get to work on.
All right,
revising this.
you can see what I'm doing here is I'm simplifying it and making this thing like a shape that works together. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Does anybody else have any comments on this? Do they like it, dislike it?
I
Grace?
like it. I
You
like,
like
it.
it?
Mhm.
Okay, well, this is just, the idea here is that you, all right, you do one version, then you try another version and move it around, and you want to add anything else here. But this is really doing, this, Nick, what's happening here is exactly the same content as that. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, I mean, I see it in terms of like the shape. I don't know how I'm gonna train, like what I'm gonna do with the actual logo itself. I think I'm gonna remake that plane wing and see what comes from it at a dynamic angle. But
Okay. I to kind of overstate myself, this here is that box, and this is the carrying thing, and that is a link that's linking these together. So what I have done here is I carried the content through the form in an abstract way, which is kind of what I am promoting here in this entire semester, is that the content here is the same as this. It's just not literal. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I can see it.
So what if he did this? I wonder if that would happen. And what's going on now is that all the kinds of different variations that are possible, you try, and and then you come up with the best one. So we're going to go now in, and I don't know, that doesn't quite work, but I can see where if I played with it, it would work. It'd get to a position where it could work. But what I want to do, are we all right, Nick?
Yeah.
Okay. What I want to do is go, let me see where we're at here. It was Nick, the last one. I want to talk about Grace's stuff. Is that all right, Grace?
Yeah.
All right. Give me a second. I got too many things going on over here in this other screen. Okay, so we're done with that. I think I'm done with that. So what Grace and I have been going back and forth, having a lot of fun. And I just wanted to review. She isn't quite done, right?
I think I'll be done once we go over it today.
Oh, it's all these drafts. I just wanted to show everybody what you did. This is this first one, right?
Yeah, that's the first one.
All right, so this is actually really nice to begin with. Notice the type here, I'm in preview, so I can't do anything, is rounded, and it really works with this rounded link thing, chain link, and then you got an oval that holds it. And here it is going in another direction entirely because this looks like it's a linked W to my eye or to my association. So the graphic solution is similar, but the associations are quite different. And it happens all through the form because these are not literal things. Well, this is kind of literally a chain. And then the font is different. That is a little more corporate. This is a little more friendly. All right, she did that. And then we came into, what was this one? Oh, this is just so everybody knows. What I wrote her back. And, oh, I don't want to show that. Yesterday. And then it ended up being this. Is that right, Grace?
Yeah.
And I made a bunch of suggestions here. And she, of course, and then I actually solved the problem in my way, but I'm not going to show that. I'm going to show this. This is where you're at right now. And this process is perfectly the right way to solve these problems. And so which one do you like the best?
I like the bottom one better.
Okay. Ryan, which one do you like the best? Pedro, which one do you like the best?
I think I like the bottom one better.
The bottom one. Makina, how about you?
I agree. I like the bottom.
All right, so we're talking about the bottom one, right, Grace?
Yeah.
Oops, what happened here? Oh, I opened this in, it was a PDF, and I opened it up in Illustrator, and so it makes it harder to work because it was a PDF. So it makes it really hard to work. Anyway, so there I got that isolated. And that's the PDF thing. I wonder if I can just delete that. Yes. Okay, Grace, what do you think about this?
I like it.
Yeah, you have really taken some liberty with this letter form, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of a mirror of it.
Yeah. So, because the last time we emailed, you sent your suggestions, like when you remade the logo.
Yeah.
And I liked how you had those black bars around it.
Uh-huh.
And so I did the same thing, but then I took like the letter and I mirrored it and then cut it out from the black.
Yeah, I like what you did. I like what you did. But there's some things that are that works. And this works. This works. You got some shapes here, and that I know exactly what's going on here, but there's some doodads here that don't work as well. How can we fix that? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so. Well, yeah, because I just like did the same thing, but with the top row.
Yeah, you made and this is really important. You made you came to a solution, and it's really your solution because mine was another idea. And you followed the instructions of your plan that you had created for yourself, which was take the words and mirror them and reverse them. And you executed that, which is a great way to follow you got to have your mind follow a puzzle that you create yourself in terms of designing something, and you see what the solution is. That's kind of what you did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's perfect. And that's what makes this activity so interesting, because you're making your own rules up given the elements that you're working with. And so the thinking is successful. And then you get to a point where, oh, some of it doesn't work as well, like that. And then that. And that too. I'm just taking, and then would that be that? I'm just taking it apart now because the plan has been executed. Oh. You got any suggestions?
Well, I wonder if it would be better if I made like the black shapes, if I made them a little bit bigger,
Maybe.
like for the top, because when I made this logo, I was just kind of messing around with it. But I think if I made it bigger than the top shapes, it would be a little bit more obvious. And then I can like match it with the bottom.
This is cleaner, isn't it?
Yeah.
How far can you go with this without losing the idea? that needs to have something there. That's just a half. We only took half. This is, I'm getting a little bit in the weeds here. See, this is the issue here is it's a PDF. It's coming from a PDF, and it has problems. It doesn't work as well. And see that it's already ungrouped. Oh, I got to do this differently. See, that needs to be rounded. Oh, I want to go back to your original, so these things are all linked up instead of broken up. And shift option. What does that do for you, Grace?
I like that one too. It looks more open than the original.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any opinions? All right, so we'll go around. I mean, there's a couple little teeny issues down there. Joe, which one do you like the best, top or the bottom?
The bottom.
Ryan, how about Ryan?
I like the bottom.
Devin?
I said in the chat, I like the bottom too.
All right. What happened, Grace? What happened here?
With the bottom one,
Yeah.
well, take out the top row, and then I'll just kind of edit the bottom row a little bit.
Okay, so this is cleaner. It's easier to look at, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Should I show my version of this?
Yeah,
Should I save this? Oh, I open it up. What should I do with this?
no, I can remember.
Well, it's on a video, so if you want to go look.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that you didn't follow my advice, FYI. That you went on your own and solved it in another way. This was my coming back and forth. I guess I'll just open an Acrobat. That was my solution. And that started with that, simple. Then I added these little details. This was like suggestive of longitude, latitudes. So that's that. Good job. Yay. That was the wonderful process that we went through, Grace.
Yeah.
Thank you, because it was a demonstration of how this is supposed to work, and it works really easy if you're in the classroom. So any questions right now, anybody? Can I go on to the next thing?
Yep.
Yes, okay, great. Here we are, we're going on to we're bringing all this stuff together now, going through all these tutorials, bringing everything, all the stuff we learned, and we're combining it into page layout. And we've done logo type and typography. And here's Project 5 magazine spread. Artboard 11 by 16 inches. Establish a grid. Import the designed designated text. This is in your folder in this Project 5 subfolder. Use 3 primaries, circle, square, and triangle. And oh, by the way, I have adjusted these instructions so they're a little bit different here than on your syllabus. And I'm going to send you this with the link to the video, so you have the instructions, these new instructions. Use 3 colors plus black and white. So we got to go a circle, square, and triangle. Hierarchy of information. Viewer sees the graphics, circle, square, and triangle first. Headline second. Legible text third. That's a hierarchy of information. The goals, so I'll look at for grading purposes, I'll look and see if you've addressed these concepts. The composition should be dynamic, employ scale change, be asymmetrical, all part of the tutorials. Text wrap, that's new. Demonstrate linked text boxes or columns of linked text, that's new. Demonstrate clipping mask or compound path or find Pathfinder right from the tutorials. Demonstrate use of negative space right from the tutorials. So everybody understands what I'm saying here, right? Speak up if you don't.
No, I think it's clear.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go 16 by 11. And this is, I'm going to do a bleed on this just to introduce this. And by the way, Illustrator is not the best program to do page layout, although it can do it, but InDesign is easier than Illustrator. This is the bleed. The bleed, and so I'm going to create this, I think. There it is. And that's my example I'm going to draw from. And so here I have my page layout. And this is a page layout for a two-page spread in a standard size magazine, but we're not going to worry about the spine. So we're going to leave this as if it was a big 11 by 16 page book that opened up like that. And because it gives us more freedom into design. So I want to make a grid. So I got to go Command R to put my ruler on. And I'm going to start with a very simple grid, which is just going to be guides that go all the way around. And if I can't grab that guide, I got to go to Window, no, View, Guides, Unlock Guides. There, I can grab that guide. And I come down a ½ inch here. I'm going to make a nice ½ inch border, so it just has space around it. Of course, it could be less. 1/2 inch. And up then another guy down 1/2 inch. And command 0. So there it is, scroll bar. Now I want to go and get, actually I want to have, I'm going to step through this, but I'm not going to design it. I'm just going to give you a bunch of techniques and then you get to design it. I'm going to go over here to artboards. Where is my artboards? They're supposed to be on somewhere in here. Because a window is checked. I don't see them. View, window, artboards. There they are right there. File, new artboard. That's a new page. And that doesn't have that guide, but it doesn't matter because this is going to be, this is where I hold stuff. And I'm going to come over here and actually do the page layout. And I'll have my parts over here. So I'm going to go through these, not in any particular order, but I'm going to, 1 second. I got that. All right, get to that in a minute. I'm going to go File, Place, and this is in Project 5 in your student folder. There it is. That's what that's not there. That's my test, which is on it over here. I'm going to go in Introductory Contemporary Art. There's the document, and I want to go Show Import Options. And what this is about is including this and removing text formatting, because this document is a Word document. It's been typed up with formatting, italics, indents, things like that from the editor. And if you don't click that box, you're going to bring those formatting in, and you'll find that you can't change them. And you're the designer, so you not only have to design the page layout. See, this got rid of everything. You don't have to design the page layout. You have to design the typography as well, of course. And just to show you the difference. And I print the copy out from the Word document. There it is. So I have it right beside me, and I can look at the way that it is, what's laid out in it. And but I'm going to come up here and open this up in Word to show you.
Professor, really quick, what was the size of the page?
11 by 16, and it's not on, and that's on your syllabus, and I'm going to send it to you with this video at the end of the class.
Okay.
So you get that. You got that. You'll get 2 different places in text. So here's the headline. That's the byline. Who did it? This is the. I can't stand Word because the keystrokes are different. This is, you got to go up somewhere up here to go view and make it larger. And why? I don't know. Anyway, there is a footnote. The footnote themselves are not in this document, so we won't worry about those. But the footnote symbol is right there, and we will worry about that. So you got to go through and look at all this, and there's an italic, because that's not on, that's been erased from, there's another italic from this document you just brought in because we deselected the keep formats. So all of these things, you got to go and do this editing, and this is what a designer does. Catch these footnotes, and I'm gonna proof it, and that'll be part of, will affect your grade. So I just wanted to point that out. I, again, print this stuff out when I'm doing a job, so I can look at it and compare it to what I am doing here. So you're not going back and forth on the screen. You got something printed out. That's the best way to do that. And since I am talking about this, I'm going to start with taking that headline out and putting it in its own text box and taking the byline out, because I don't know that I don't expect that they will go in the same graphic position that they appear in the Word document, because you're the designer. You're coming up with a dynamic layout that addresses the goals that I will send to you that I read off a minute ago. All right, so here is the text, and of course it's way too long. If you're to a rule of thumb, if you're to count out 60 characters, it has to do with type size and leading. That's about 60 characters estimated. So this text box should not be any longer than that. So to drill in a little bit, there's a footnote, and I want to go and get my characters out. It's out somewhere. It's covered up. There's an automatic footnote right there. Bam. So that's where the footnotes are. You don't have to do it by, here's another one. You don't have to do it by hand. There's another one. So check those. It's all about being and that right there being craftsmanship, that is italic. I'm just doing this so you know that you have to go and do all of this. And then I got to go look at this and say there is 1 year is a paragraph. I don't know if I want to indent or I want to do a double space, and that's another paragraph. So there's 3 paragraphs. So I got that kind of, let's pretend I did all the footnotes, and I went all the italics. There's a footnote. Just in, and I don't need to do them all right now because this is just demonstration. And so I got that all set. Now what I want to do is come over here and make a, right now I've got this is a grid. The grid is this right here. Now I will set up a grid when I'm doing a document like this. I will set up a grid, and as I'm designing, I will change the grid according to the design ideas. So, but in the end, the design and the grid coincide. But that's you can set up a solid grid and have to adhere to it. And I'm going to give you that in the very last project in a poster. Or you can have a fluid kind of creation of a grid. I'm going to do this, and that's 10. So this is at 5. And this is at 5. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't get my, oh, well, no, not 5. It's 7 and 14, 7. Oh, I got to get closer. I can't do that arithmetic. 15, 7.5. So there's 7, there's a half. There's 7.5. So there's your basic grid. Now I can go over here and go view guides, lock guides. And now I can come in here and say, all right, I'm going to make a text box, and I'm going to go, oh no, that's not what I'm going to do. Give me a second. I think it's this. Oh, I forgot how to do this. I got it over here. See, I use InDesign to do this, so I'm not. I did this a couple days ago, and I forgot how to do it. But what I want to do is make 2 columns. I'll show you. I did prepare for this. It's right here. That's 2 columns. Now, I gotta remember how to do that. There's text wrap right there. Well, let's use this opportunity. I just forgot. 2 columns. Let's do this. And everybody can try this. So if anybody has any questions and you're in the middle of the night, result, create 2 column text box illustrator. All right. Yes.
If you've got a text box full of text like this and you'd like to split it into columns, there is an option in Illustrator and it's under Type, Area Type Options, and we can just adjust.
Oh, that was so simple. I forgot. Type. Area Type Options. Rows, we want columns, so 2 or 3. Span, that is the width of this, and that can be adjusted. Let's go, there we've got 4 inches, 4 a little more. And you can do this by hand. Gutter, 0.25. You can make, if it's 1.25, it's an 8, but I like 1/4 inch, or should it be an 8 preview? There it's less, an 8. And there it's 1/4 of an inch. It's a little more space. And the text flow should be like this, right? So it's gotta be that. Line at the top, first baseline. So there you go, that's it. That works. And so there we have our text box. And I got some issues here. Oh, the issues is that this is stand-in text. So I have to go over here. And I always like to keep my stuff on another artboard. And I'm gonna come over here and this, let's say I got all the footnotes and everything corrected here. And I'm gonna come over here, I'll put this in. This Command A, Command V. And there is my text with a little space at the top that I don't want. And now I have spaces for the different paragraphs. I also have text run over, and that's that little red square. And let's say, so this is showing in the instructions showing columns in a text box, and this is linked text. Linked text. Boy, that was hard. That was command. I'm going to go Command Z and do it again. There, I got to put my cursor right on it. Command, click. There, you got it. Got the text loaded up in the cursor. And there's Option, scroll back. And there's my text box. And of course, I can change this. So if I wanted to, I could have a thin text box. I could have a thick wider text box. I could have it down. Now, we know that we are doing dynamic. So what is a dynamic composition? That's the question. This shows that this is linked. So I got to show this or this. And if you have a free text box, it better be linked. I'm going to look for that because that's how you organize text through a book. And a lot of these principles are the same as InDesign, but they're, as you can see, how to get to them is a little different. You set this in InDesign, you set this up in a different keystroke. All right, so there is some, and of course, dynamic. Maybe I want to do this, but this causes a problem right here. Boy, doesn't that cause a problem? Let me see how. Let's solve that problem. Let's solve that problem. If I go and take this and get rid of it. This backed up in here. I'll get rid of both of this and try to load it up again with it crooked and see what happens. To be dynamic. Oh, the column. This is interesting. I didn't prepare for this, but I want to see what happens. I went to outline so I could see my boundary box, my text box, preview. That's interesting. That's interesting. All right. So to be dynamic. Oh, no. Command C, Command A, Command V, type, area options, two columns, and I won't change this. I'll change it over here. I'll just say okay. Oh, two rows. Very strange. Type, options, columns. I put it in the wrong place. Glad I made that mistake. And then command. So we want to use guides. So this using the guides. And I could use the guides here, or I could not. I could make it thinner, and this would be thicker. I'm just giving you some options here. Like that, that's an extra one. Then I got to run around. Okay. So we'll do a little bit more further in a typography since I'm into that. I can go and do a line break this way, or do a tab, and there's a default tab that's that much. And you can change that, but I don't think that I should show you that because it gets into another direction. But anyway, there's a default tab that's that much. So let's just use that. There is a configurations in terms of typographies. I'll go to the paragraph. Is flush left, rag right. That's centered. Centered. If you could use centered, maybe we'll do a centered one with it. Maybe we'll try that. And there's a line, rag right, flush left. That's hard to read, but this is a possibility. This is justified with the last line left. Now that works. This one doesn't, because see all those holes. Now, what you're going to use this justified, which is very nice. I like justified a lot. You got to go over here and say hyphenate. Leave that hyphenation on. Now, if you're over here with flush left, rag right, you don't want to hyphenate because the rag will take care of it for you. So you want to take that off. Let's look at this because up close. There's a hyphenation right there. When I can take that off, you can see it doesn't, the rag still rags and it works there. So we don't need hyphenations on a flush left, rag right. But you do need hyphenations in the justified because you can see all of these big holes here in the type, like there. And if I hyphenate it puts hyphenations in, and it makes the reading clearer and not as with a bunch of holes. So follow that idea. There I've got one paragraph that is indented and one that isn't. Well, let's go and try, let's do a exercise in making a drop cap. Now, unfortunately, this drop cap is an I. If it was a T and an M, it would look better. But I'm going to turn this to bold. And I'm going to introduce text wrap on a drop cap. I'm going to take that out of there, Command X. And I'm going to put in its own text box, Command V. And I'm going to make it large, like let's see how big it is. I might want to, and I could do that with one letter, or in this case, maybe I do it with two. And let's just for fun capitalize that. And what the heck is that? Yeah. Bold. in. I want to take that space out of there. And then I want to go over here and take this and make this as small as I can without getting that red square. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to go to text, object, text wrap, make. And there it is. That's interesting. But I also have, let's see what it looks like. I also have text wrap options. Text wrap options. Not as sophisticated as InDesign because it can do all of these separately. And then here it can only do, you got to do it all the way around. So I can bring this in and to where I want. Okay, maybe I go and stylize this a little bit because we're stylizing type and bold. If I have bold condensed, I've got bold condensed, much nicer. I'm using two words. You can just use one letter, much nicer. Now, so there is a funny drop cap. Object, text wrap, options. That's a little better. That is unfortunate. So I'm going to come up here, highlight that. That's unfortunate is the space here and the space there, especially in the first line. So this is stuff we learned in the tutorials. I'm pitching the tutorials as a good thing to help you do this stuff. There we go. Much cleaner, right? Yes. Now let's make this a little more fun by, I'm going to go and do a new layer. And I'm going to take this text box and I'm going to move it up to this layer and I'm going to call it text. And of course I got to move command click will click through the top layer to the bottom. And I'll move this up and there's my text box working again. And I'm going to go down to the bottom layer. And let's say I want to use one of my primitives. I'll use a square. There's a square. And if you were going to print this offset, print this, you'd use the bleed on the edge because the printer wobbles a little bit, and that's what the bleed's for. And I can then pick out one of my my three colors I can use, and there it is. And of course, you could use a tint of this, window appearance, opacity, window opacity. Yeah, okay, well, that's that. There it is. If you wanted to tint, that would still be one of the three colors that's allowed. And that is a nice idea. So let's go now and try, since we're talking about text wrap, try a text wrap. First of all, I'm going to go and make I'm going to go to the star tool. And I'm going to make a triangle. And I'm going to pull this out. There's a star. Here's the arrow keys. Oh, and that's interesting. That's going the other way, but that's not what I want. I want a triangle. That's another primitive. So there's a primitive. Let's make that a different color just for fun. Now I'm going to come in here and do a text wrap with that object. I'll have to bring that on the top layer. You go object, text wrap options. Okay, and what happened here? I don't know what happened. Object, text wrap, make. There we go. I don't know why it didn't happen the first time. That's all right. Object, text wrap, options. Maybe I want to have that more. Okay. Now we're getting a we're going to a dynamic composition. Scale change. There we go. Okay, so let's go and do, what do? We did text wrap. This is a square, a triangle, and a circle. Of course, I can go scale change. I can go take that down below it and let the text run over it. Slide green. And there we got another, not only is an object geometry going into the text, now the text is running over the geometry. And there's my three or more primitives. And we are now, of course, I got this byline. Where is that going to go? Does that need to go down here at the end? Or is it going to go, it could go in here? And of course I can bring this to the top. I can stylize it because we're designers and we're having fun stylizing from dramatic to, here's change case, uppercase, so you don't have to type it over again. Type, change case, uppercase, so you don't have to type it over again. And then I can make this, let's say, semi-bold, and it's in white, and that's kind of interesting. And if I use my guides, it'll be right there. So I'm kind of using these, this grid, but not in a way that is drastic. I'm not, there I use it, there it goes from top to bottom. That's nice. So I wasn't going to design this. I wanted you to design it, and here I am designing it. Headline. Let's do a headline. Let's try a headline. And I was thinking of we were doing a headline here with Alejandro. Maybe he'll see this. I'm gonna go to new just to try some different ideas about headlines. Go to new artwork. And the idea was when I was doing a private session was to do something in perspective. And well, let me do this. This was Alejandro's. And I couldn't figure out how to do perspective off the top of my head. So just like I had to look that up. Well, I want this spaced out. I want it larger. 200 point. Whoops. Maybe that's spaced out too much. I couldn't figure out how to do it. And so I looked it up. Simple. It's so easy to look stuff up. I got some another space here. No. All right. So I'm going to go now and go to window. See if I can remember how to do it. So I looked it up. No. Perspective. View, perspective, grid, show grid. So where's the grid? It's way over here. Uh-oh. I was on the wrong artboard. So view, perspective grid, hide grid. Let's come down to artboard number 3. View, this is just it's a tangent, but anyway, it's great fun. Show grid. It's still on the wrong artboard. Let's see that. Can I grab this grid, please? Let you move it. Let's go over here. View, hide grid. I'm on this artboard. View, show grid. It won't let me do it. It only has it on, it goes to one artboard. How cool is that? All right, so let's go and do it anyway. Grabbing freedom. And come over here, pretend it's the headline. And go V, freedom. Freedom, I locked it. And then I got to go over here to object, perspective. Oh. Object, perspective, attached to active plane. That's what I want to happen. Uh-oh. It's not happening, not working well. Object, perspective, attached to active plane. There it is. Working. There's a in perspective, the headline, in perspective. I'm on my other, trying to make this work. View, show grid. Oh, that's a different kind of grid. Hide grid. View, perspective grid, show grid. Now I went on to another artboard. Oh. Yeah, it worked here. I did it a couple times. And it's not working here. So I guess I got to go on. Maybe I got to go back to the video. Let me come back to that. Here, see, I got my grid thing here, and it should perspective attack active plane. This is the side of the wall it's been attached to. Oh, this is bothersome. I'm missing something. I'm gonna go back here and finish this up. I'm gonna come back to it. View, hide grid. Okay, I'm out of that. That is not the headline. Oh, this is this right here. Headline is right here. And I'll bring that over. And how are you going to stylize this headline? It's up to you. Oh, so I was going to put it on a perspective, which I did in preparation for what I couldn't do. Again, there it is. And that's interesting how the type goes over that. And that's at a 10. And then there's other ways to do this. There's, first of all, there's different sizes. Different fonts too, of course. Same with the, that's a contemporary one. We'll keep that one. And we'll make the headline larger. I'm keeping in mind that the first thing I want to see is the primitives, then the headline. And how's that headline going to work? Of course, it could work here. It could work down here. Why not? Make it big. Make it work down here. So all I got is regular. So there's not enough room, but what if I was to, this headline's kind of, this type really stretched out. I don't have to have it on the same line. Art and aesthetic judgment. Of course, I could turn it. Well, we got to solve this problem. I'm doing this and I'm going to see if it works. If I turn it and then put it in, instead of turning it with it in. No, it doesn't. This is harder than InDesign. You can just turn it. I'm making a path. I'm going to put type on the path. Type on a path. It's a shame that I have to do it this way. But I don't want to go like that. I don't know. Go like that. Put this there. Maybe a quick thing. Bounce you. Hard to get everything on a different layer. Isolated. Figure out. Problem is. Problem is. So, right here. It's making, that's kind of interesting. That's how I want it. That's what I wanted. I think it's open now. This is getting confusing, isn't it? You can't clear all the two connected paths. Shift. Leave. View. Outline. See, I got this extra path here that won't delete. It won't delete. It's hooked onto this path. And it won't delete. Shift. Delete. Let's try this. Let's try this again. Not so confusing. I just want to make a clear presentation here. I copied that. I deleted it. I made a path. I made a path. I wanted a headline on an angle. So I made a path with A, B selected. Now I'm going to go down here and I'm going to do this just to make sure that my type is on its own. Like that. See if I turn this, it wants to do this, and I'm trying to solve that problem by making a path and taking the tide and that X and putting it on its own path. And that's with this tool and the command V. And there it is. Why is it doing that? Oh, I got to check everything. I got it justified. Let's do that. Now that's better. But I'm still got this overrun. And that's what my problem is. That is the problem. And it's right. If I click that, it's going to make its own path. And I pull this out, click, you get one anchor point, pull this out, it's working. And the aesthetic is still not doing what I want. Oh, I bet you nobody's going to try this. It looks like it's too hard. Judgment. Oh, it has all of this other type that came in that is Norm Ibsen that I must have been in this text box. Boy, that was still, but anyway, now it's working. I got to get rid of all this type there finally. So now I can actually take this and move it, and it's not going to stack up like that. That was hard. That was hard. So I'm going to go over here to make it things harder. I'm going to turn all this back on again. And you can try this area type tool. So let's go and draw a circle, shift, and see what happens here if I was to go area type tool and see, and take the take the fill off of that, and then take my area type tool, and put it in here, Command V. So there's my font in or my text in a circle. That's pretty interesting. And if I was to do highlight that and do a centered, it would read like that, which is pretty interesting. Dynamic, that's rather dynamic. This is these. What if I was to go like this and go where was the area type options and go columns, columns 2, okay. Oh, that's very interesting. What if I was to go and take a ellipse tool and shift and make that a color and put a type object, let's see, text wrap, make. Oh, that's interesting. Options. Okay, it's got to be legible, but that's all. And it's legible. Is this legible? It's question mark legible. What if I was to do that with a if I go and make this justified? Oh, better. That works. That really works. That's interesting. That's interesting. What if I go and I'll turn that? Then what's going to happen with this type? It's going to go crazy. No, that doesn't. But it doesn't matter because you can't tell it's turning. All right, experiments with type. Headline. Let me go back to the headline. Experiments with type, because this headline can, of course, be I'll just make it a little bit bigger. You know, it can introduction to contemporary art. It can be art and aesthetic judgment. This is kind of stacked. I'm going back to doing something simple now. Stacked and tighten it up. And maybe this gets to be one font, and this gets to be another. And I can go with my arrow keys, highlight that, highlight in the character, and I can say introduction in contemporary judgment. Maybe that is a stylistic like possibility to stylize that type. And of course, this body copy gets to be also stylized, font that you of your choice that works. It's trying to be dynamic, interesting. What font would that be? So you got to make a decision on fonts, and that right there is a bad combination. You have a classic looking font with character, and one that is very much about text because it's serif, or it can be sans serif, which is what I was using over here. Right here, sans serif, introduction to contemporary art. What if here? What if I want to put a text wrap on that? Type object. Text wrap, make. Let's see what happens. No, it's going to go around the path. But I could do this with, I could go, I'm just kind of riffing here. I could go and make it, and put a text wrap on that. Make that white. And make the front. Object, text wrap, make. And then turn. This is all dynamic composition. It's all about art. Object, arrange. Send backward. Oops. Something like I got my layers all moved around. There's that. Take that to the front. Command that clicks through, supposedly. In your object, arrange, in the front. There the text has got to be in the front, it's got to be on top of that. Object, arrange, bring the front. And that works. So here's, I'm trying to throw out a whole bunch of ideas. And I think I covered everything that I thought I was going to say, except for this perspective thing. Would you like to go to figure out this perspective with me, everybody? Do I have anybody left here? Somebody say something, please.
Yeah, I want to figure out how to do it.
All right, so let's go. I forgot something, and I don't know what it is. Thank you. Let's see. Palatino, that used to be my favorite font. changed? Judgment. Thought it's very strange. I thought I type freedom. I type judgment instead. I don't know what I was thinking. All right. I don't know what that is. It's the screen. Okay, so let's do this. I forgot something. Show grid. I don't know what did that. Oh, maybe that was it. Perspective grid tool. So I got to go over here to view perspective grid show tool. And then it's again, it's way over here. Let me take all this off. And I'm getting ready. Now what it says here, I like the movies, but I didn't have to read it. There are two tools for perspective. The perspective grid tool and the perspective selection tool. Choose the perspective grid tool. It's right there, okay. Perspective grid tool. And I guess here you can change it. And then it says, now let's look at the grid itself, zoom out so you can see the entire width of the grid and take a look at the various handles and okay, we did that. And it tells you how to do this. Select this the way that you want to do it, and it's going this way, and if I go over here and select it here, now it's going to go down on the orange side. What happened? Uh-oh. What happened to my instructions here? Okay. Switch to the perspective selection tool. Move it. There you go. There's two. There it is. Very interesting. Very much harder than to do this. To do this in Photoshop, it's really easy. But can I scale that up? Shift. Scale. Yes. It's scaling the perspective, so it's not on. My type is bigger. Oh, no, it's like in perspective. Very interesting. Then we go to view perspective grid hide. And I can go. So that's that. That did that. And so if you want to try that out, you just go look it up and follow these instructions. I did it. Could I do it again? I probably could, but that's interesting. It's kind of stylized. But this could, here's the buy. Okay. freedom in perspective. Or on my other one, I did that in perspective with the tint. That's where I hide the grids anyway. Show them how the grids. Did I do everything I wanted to do? This is, if this was a photograph, it's supposed to be square, by the way, because it's the same. Primitive. That was the how a photograph is set in there. I don't want to use photographs. I want to keep it simple. I want to have to be all about composition. How's everybody doing out there? Ryan, how you doing there, friend?
I'm good.
Did I give you some instructions here?
Yeah.
You got any questions?
No, I'm good.
You're good?
Um,
Pedro, how you doing? Joseph, how you doing?
Good.
Any questions, please?
No questions right now.
Can you do this?
In time.
Well, you got till next week.
Perfect.
Perfect. Nick, how you doing?
Good.
You got any questions?
No, this is all pretty straightforward. I just, await the updated syllabus instructions.
All right. So, Makina, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
No questions, huh? Rochelle, did you follow this? No, she didn't. Grace, how you doing?
Good.
Are you ready for breakfast?
Yeah.
No other questions?
I have a question about my logo, but not about this project.
What do you want to do? How do you want to address that logo?
Oh, well, I was just wondering if I need to like choose a font too to go with it, or if I just submit what we went over in class.
Well, there's that enters a discussion of there is logo and logo type as two separate things, and you have shown on a couple of different versions a logo that is separate from the type, and the type is below it, above it, beside it, and then there is the logo and the logo type are combined into one image.
Yeah.
And I think that is your solution where we left off, where the logo really, the implied logo is that world that is the O.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you kind of merged that idea together. I presented this project to have two different things. And the reason I did that is because it's easier to design when you keep the logo and the logo type for it, just a graphic design one. But you'll see those two concepts combined a whole lot out there in the world. And that's what you did. And I think that is just fine because you understand the difference.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So, and everybody enjoy working on this page layout. And just like the other projects that we did, you'll get more out of it if we can have a critique going back and forth like we did with the grades. If you just do it and hand it in, you're missing all the fun, and I'm not getting a lot of fun out of it either, because I can see lots of things. Oh, this could have done better here. It could have done better there. But so you want to make a presentation next week so we can have some engaged in critique, and then class critique. That whole class is given over to that. And then it's due the next week, and we're going to do our last project. Okay?
For this project, is it just supposed to be one artboard?
Yes, I did those.
Okay.
I did all those other art boards because I was just I put two art boards when I'm designing, so I have a place to put stuff, so I can like do a design and have an original on another art board. And it's just like a desktop, and you got an extra desktop where you put your paper and pens and things like that. That's the idea. But what the project is, one art board, and it's your design of using those elements. I'm going to send it to you so you'll see again when you get this video, you will see the instructions. That said, I'm going to sign off if nobody has any other questions. Okay, I got a thumbs up.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.